How about Engineer Steve always keeping a fun track for Stash Nation, right? Gotta love Engineer Steve. Round of applause, my man. Thank you for keeping it fresh. And welcome back. You're hanging out in the Secret Stash, Real Talk Radio San Diego. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and man, are we blessed to have a couple local legends in the house today. And I want to have an opportunity for ESPN Radio to get a little bit better understanding about who you guys are and what you do. So, Daniel, I'm looking at you specifically right now. We're locking eyes right now, brother. Okay, that means you're on. So what in the world is La Maestra?
La Maestra is a collective effort of concerned administrative and direct service healthcare personnel. We're based in City Heights. We have 4 locations throughout the county, in Lemon Grove, El Cajon, National City, and in City Heights. And we've just celebrated our 25th anniversary of service to the community. We started, as I mentioned earlier, as an educational institution and then an amnesty program. Those people came to us, said we need health care. So we started out of the living room of a craftsman house and acquired houses up and down the block, and then saw the need to build a larger facility. So we built a 3-story facility, and we've outgrown it.
Yeah.
So luckily we kept the houses, so we moved all our administrative functions back to those houses.
Okay.
We're looking to expand and renovate. We're not the largest clinic system in the county, but I like to tell people we're probably the most innovative. We provide state-of-the-art quality programs. Our imaging center is second to none in the country. When we had the opening, a cancer survivor said, I wish I'd come here instead of going where I've gone. And that was made possible through support we received from the city of San Diego. So I want to really give a shout out to them for being supportive of La Maestra through our council office, Marty Emerald, and the mayor's office. We believe that it doesn't matter where you live, you should always get the best health care possible. And so we really strive to do that, and we are led by our CEO, Zara Marcelian, who's been there since the beginning, 25 years, and constantly stressing adherence to our circle of care model, which provides other than medical services, everything from job training to a food bank to women's microcredit programs to transitional housing. La Maestra is a very dynamic local healthcare institution. We're a member of the Council of Community Clinics, and we're proud that we are where we are, and what we do is second to none.
And I love that thought. Like I almost see you like the Swiss Army knife. I think
that's correct. That's why I look at myself.
That's how you look at yourself. What about that little toothpick, though, the little plastic one? Do you ever use that one? That one's kind of gross.
I do
right?
it to prod people to do what they say they're going to do.
See how he tied that back in right there? That's awesome. Awareness Month, my man. To play that analogy back over into La Maestra, though, I mean, that I think is the thing that's most accomplished about that group is that you don't just deal in like what we're talking about today. Like there's a broad spectrum of different things that you guys are able to do within your community. And I love that frame that you said, which is it shouldn't matter where you live, right? And that's the key of the underserved communities right now, right? So what's the one biggest challenge right now that you guys are trying to face?
It's probably continue to provide access and to get the funding necessary to expand our programs, because healthcare concerns are not getting smaller. They're getting bigger. We have 28 languages that are spoken amongst our patient population, so we have to find ways to address their concerns. Our job is to empower our patients to address the total family wellness, because there are some issues that are non-medical that could affect family wellness. So we really believe that it's important to address that, so then people come to La Maestra, they have a hope, they have a future, they know that their concerns are going to be addressed in an appropriate way. We're culturally sensitive. We have an amazing staff. Yeah. So it really starts with the individual, what we do with them so they can feel empowered.
So if you had, like you just shared who you guys are and what you do, and I appreciate that, if Stash Nation could give back a little bit, what would be your number one ask? Continue to assist us in getting the word out on the programs that we provide for the community, everything from our collaborative effort with community health imaging centers to the variety of programs that can help an individual or a family to better their lives. The Swiss Army knife, Daniel Hernandez. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about what you do. Switching gears over. So you mentioned the collaboration that you guys have with community health imaging centers. But, John, like, how would you guys describe who, like, if someone hits you up at like a cocktail party and they're like, hey, so what do you do? What's your best answer for that?
Well, Community Health Imaging Centers it's a nonprofit imaging center in San Diego. We're our own 501c3, and really what we do is we provide access to care. Our mission is to take care of the uninsured and underinsured populations that need access to specialty care, within the community. We also take care of the insured. So we have contracts with the big corporate commercial plans as well. But it's really our mission to give everyone access to that care because everyone deserves the best.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, it is so important, especially the underserved community in San Diego or across the nation. Because if you look statistically at who gets a mammogram, it's really pretty even across the board if you look at ethnicity or education. But if you look at insured compared to uninsured women, the numbers are staggeringly different. So we really want to catch those women that have no access to normal health insurance, and they can come because there are a lot of programs for women to get a free mammogram. They can walk in, get a breast exam. That's part of what we do. If we work up a problem for a woman that needs a little bit more than just a screening exam, which is typically 4 pictures if you're coming in for a mammogram, then we can work up some extra pictures. If there's a problem, a lump in a breast or a concern for a woman, ultrasound is also an option that they can do. We provide that as a secondary exam. So a lot of our technicians and technologists that work with us are culturally diverse. It's really nice. Our front office girls are usually bilingual. They speak Spanish as well as English because we do serve a lot of the Hispanic community. A lot of our technologists are dual modality. Like myself, I do X-ray. So I'm able to do just regular chest X-rays or orthopedic work that we have people come in for the clinic. I do mammography and I do breast ultrasounds for
so
the
you
clinic
can
as
tell
well.
our center, we're multimodality. So we not only do, the mammography and do it excellent, we are an ACR accredited facility, so we're accredited by the American College of Radiology. We're also a hologic pink ribbon facility. But we do mammography, we do general X-ray, X-ray from the skull to the lungs to the spine, ultrasound, all aspects of ultrasound from prenatal to musculoskeletal to vascular studies, ultrasound-guided biopsy procedures, including pathology, DEXA scan. And what's really cool is we're building out a computed tomography suite, which construction begins this month, and we plan to have that installed later this year. So we'll probably be seeing patients late December, I would guess.
I'm holding on to my hat with all these big words right now. Hopefully Stash Nation's holding on as well. But what I'm understanding, though, and so if I could maybe sprinkle some consciousness on top of that, is that you guys got it covered, right? I mean, that's the gist. So the goal is just to get out to the bus, check it out. Because what did you say earlier, Sharon? 4 out of 5 don't or something? Was that the stat? Did I misquote that?
That's correct.
That's correct, yes.
Within the county,
Yeah.
4 out of 5 are not receiving regular screening.
And it makes sense, too, because if the largest group, the largest population of that group is people just don't feel like they're going to be taken care of because they don't have
That's correct.
the actual health coverage. And that totally makes sense. But they don't need it to come hang out with you guys.
Right.
That's right. And it's so rewarding to have a woman come in for, say, her first mammogram when she's at age 40, or an older woman who has never had a mammogram and she's in her 50s, sometimes 60s. And they just are amazed that they can come in, have all of this done. It's a free service for them. They know that they're going to be taken care of. We're very compassionate. A lot of us have had breast cancer, like myself, so we understand what a woman goes through when they're diagnosed, or we have other technologists who's had a family member who's currently going through breast cancer. So, and a lot of our technologists are 15 years experience doing mammography or more. So,
And by the way,
great.
Survivor in the house.
I know, it's great.
Love that. Now, John, you heard me mention to Daniel earlier. I was like, hey, what's the biggest challenge right now that you guys are facing? What would be that for you?
getting the word out there.
Is it really?
So-
Is it really just as elemental as getting the word out?
Absolutely. Yep. We need to get the word out there, let them know that we're here. We have excellent access to care in all modalities. We could get these patients in within 24 hours. We understand the culture. We speak the language and deliver compassionate care. So it's just as far as awareness and access, and that we're there. Come to us, and now with the mobile coach, we can come to you.
And I wonder how would you know if that wasn't true? Like, so is it, because I feel like the awareness thing has happened, but that just could be me. That's just my opinion. That's my own perspective. I wonder if there's another resistance point that sits right behind awareness that's getting them to stay in their living room versus come out to the coach.
Well, a lot of these demographics that we are reaching out to serve, they rely on public transportation.
Oh, interesting. Right.
Work is very important. So if you have a center that has tight scheduling and a long backlog, the
'Cause everybody's
appointment
got a ton of
availability
extra
is not
time
going
in
to
their
be
lives, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it means a lot to take a day off work.
Right.
That's given a meal perhaps, or they need to provide for the family.
So now the coach is coming to them.
So the coach is coming to them.
Do you guys have like a route? Like, is there do they know when it's coming to their neighborhood?
We have a schedule that's set up on our website
Over at sdchic.org, right?
Yeah. If you click on the mobile mammo tab, you'll see a calendar, and that will show you all of the events that we have scheduled.
Yeah, I
So
love that
and it is a collaborative. So we do some with La Maestra, some community health imaging goes out.
Yeah.
And a lot of them we're going out with Susan G. Komen, San Diego.
Beautiful.
So we're booking them up. We booked out every single Saturday in October, a couple Sundays, and quite a few midweeks. So,
boy, and if that's your biggest challenge, I would imagine that the website would literally just be a picture of the pink bus. There's one message. I don't care if you're going to hit this page. I'm leaving you with one message. There's a pink bus. Get to it.
Take advantage.
Take advantage of it.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that thought. I love the thought of you guys coming in here and leaving us a little better than how you found this with this conversation. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, gang. And we're hanging out with John Lethin, Sharon Skalko, and Daniel Hernandez of Community Health Imaging Centers and La Maestra Community Health as well. So it is ESPN, right? So we're going to get you all caught up on some local sports talk with our gang over at CBS. And then coming back up, we'll learn a little bit more about these guys, what they're doing next, and perhaps get a little deeper understanding about where they're heading. Real Talk Radio. We'll be right back.